Okay, let's dive right into this. You wake up at 7 a.m., you commute, you put in a hard 9 hours, you come home exhausted, go to sleep, and do it all over again. Every single month, that paycheck hits your account, you pay your rent, pay your EMIs, grab groceries, maybe, just maybe, try to squirrel away a little bit. And yet, somehow, at the end of every single month, you are right back to zero. Sound familiar? Well, what the data in today's explainer reveals is that this isn't an accident. It is a system deliberately designed to keep the middle class totally stuck.
Look, I completely get the frustration. You're not lazy, you're definitely not stupid. In fact, you're doing exactly what society told you to do from day one. You followed the exact script we're all handed. Study hard, get a good job, work hard, save your pennies. You checked all the boxes, but at the end of the month, your actual assets are practically zero.
So why are you completely stuck? I really want to validate how you're feeling right now because listen to me, this is not just bad luck. It's a machine working exactly as intended. And today we're going to break down exactly how this machine operates and why it traps people who, on paper anyway, should be thriving. To really get this, let's look at a textbook example. Let's talk about a guy named Arjun.
Arjun is 28. He's a software engineer pulling in 80,000 rupees a month. Now, by Indian standards, that is a fantastic salary. I mean, that puts Arjun comfortably in the top 5% of earners in the country. He is doing everything right.
But here's the shocking reality. Despite earning a top-tier salary, Arjun has absolutely zero assets. No investments, nothing. And on top of that, he's carrying 3.2 lakh rupees in crushing credit card debt. I mean, how does someone making 80 grand a month end up broke? Well, it all comes down to three invisible killers.
Killer number 1, lifestyle inflation. Think back to the day Arjun landed his first job. He was making 25,000 rupees a month, and he was thrilled. He managed his expenses perfectly within that budget. But then, his salary bumps up to 40,000 rupees. Suddenly, that perfectly good old phone just wasn't cutting it anymore. The old bike felt a little embarrassing to park at the office, so he upgraded. Then his salary hits 80,000. Now he needs a fancier apartment, a better car, designer clothes, and dinners at those upscale restaurants. His expenses just kept growing every single time his income grew.
And the math behind this is just brutal to look at. When Arjun was making 25,000, he was actually saving 5,000 rupees a month. That's a super solid 20% of his income. But watch what happens when he hits 80,000. Now he's saving 8,000 rupees a month, which is only 10% of his income. His salary literally tripled, but his savings percentage was sliced in half.
This, right here, is the textbook definition of lifestyle inflation. When your expenses grow every single time your income grows. It's arguably the most vicious wealth killer for the middle class because it tricks your brain. Arjun is earning more, so he feels richer. But mathematically, he is actually getting poorer.
Now let's bring in a foil to Arjun. Meet Rohan. Rohan is the exact same age, but he only makes 50,000 rupees, quite a bit less than Arjun. But here's his secret. Every time Rohan gets a raise, his lifestyle stays exactly the same. He banks the difference. Rohan is quietly building wealth, while Arjun is just building an image. So the absolute crucial takeaway here is this. The middle class upgrades their lifestyle with every raise, but the wealthy, they upgrade their assets.
Killer number 2, the time for money trap. So Arjun has exactly one source of income, his day job, and this makes him incredibly vulnerable. Think about it for a second. What happens if Arjun gets really sick for a month? Or if the company does layoffs? Or if he just burns out and desperately needs a break? His income stops immediately, completely, down to zero. This is active income. Every single rupee he earns requires him to physically show up, perform, and trade his hours. No work means no money. It's a simple but extremely dangerous equation. And the scary part? About 95% of the middle class lives entirely inside this exact trap. But wealthy people think about this completely differently. They don't just earn money, they build things that earn money for them. That's passive income. We're talking about dividend-paying stocks or rental properties that collect rent on the first of the month without fail. They build businesses or digital assets that generate sales while they're literally sleeping. The harsh truth is, you simply cannot get rich by selling your time alone, because time is the one resource you literally cannot get more of.
Just look at how this plays out for Rohan. He spends 80% of his energy on his active income, sure, but he dedicates a non-negotiable 20% to building assets that will eventually earn for him. Arjun, meanwhile, is spending 100% of his energy earning and 0% building.
Fast forward 10 years, Arjun is still desperately dependent on his boss. Rohan's assets are paying his rent. It's like this. The middle class sells time. The wealthy buy their time back.
Killer number 3, financial invisibility. This one is arguably the most dangerous killer of them all because it operates completely in the shadows. You literally can't even see it happening in your bank app.
Let's break down the math behind the inflation illusion. Every single year, inflation is quietly eating about 6 to 7% of your money's purchasing power. That means 10,000 rupees sitting in your regular savings account today will only buy about 9,400 rupees worth of stuff next year. But your bank? They're only giving you a measly 3 to 4% interest. You are mathematically bleeding money every single day. Arjun logs in, sees 2 lakh rupees, and feels super safe because the number hasn't changed. But in the real world, that money is shrinking daily. The wealthy live by one core rule. Money that isn't growing is dying. And honestly, what's really tragic is how society actually applauds us for falling into these traps. You finance a new car? Wow, you're doing so well. You buy the newest iPhone? Hey, treat yourself, you deserve it. Literally nobody sends you a congratulations card for delaying your financial freedom by 3 whole years.
The escape plan. 3 moves to freedom. Because here's the good news, the rules of this game are completely learnable, and this system is totally beatable. Here is your high-level roadmap to break the system. Step 1. Freeze your lifestyle for 6 months. Step 2. Build just one asset this year. Step 3. Invest today to beat inflation. Let's break these down to see just how insanely powerful they actually are. Let's look at move 1. Every single time your salary increases, freeze your lifestyle for just 6 months. Bank the entire raise. Let it become your investment fuel, not your upgrade budget. Imagine Arjun gets a raise of 15,000 rupees. Instead of immediately running out to upgrade his apartment, he takes that 15K and puts it straight into a monthly SIP. If he does that for 15 years at a 12% return, that one single decision creates 75 lakh rupees. Literally one simple decision of restraint equals 75 lakh rupees.
Move 2. Build one asset this year. Just one. It doesn't have to be some giant real estate empire. A 500 rupee monthly SIP, that's an asset. Learning a highly paid skill for weekend freelance work? Asset. Creating a tiny digital product? Asset. The goal here is just to break your 100% dependence on active income. Even having just 5% of your income trickling in passively changes your entire psychology. Suddenly you stop feeling like a hostage to your 9 to 5.
And finally, move 3. Make compounding your best friend and inflation your worst enemy. Open that investment account today, not next month, not when things settle down. Both Rohan and Arjun eventually learned this lesson, but Rohan figured it out at 24, while Arjun didn't start until 38. Because Rohan started early, he had 14 extra years of compounding doing the heavy lifting for him. The cost of waiting a year isn't just the returns you miss out on today, it's the compounding on those returns, forever.
Which brings us to our final takeaway for this explainer. Time is the only advantage that money cannot buy back. The middle class stays suck not because they are lazy, but because nobody sat them down and taught them the rules of the game. Break one of these chains and you start moving. Break all 3 and you're building real generational wealth. So, I want you to look at your own bank account this month and ask yourself a really hard question. Are you actually building assets or are you just building an image?